On this week's episode of The Automated Entrepreneur, 8 Ways Wealthy People Think Differently, Part 1. First, they live by the mantra win-win, or no deal. Society is conditioned to look at life as dog-eat-dog, which means the only way to become successful is by winning at the expense of another's loss, often referred to as a zero-sum game. But the mantra of the wealthy is win-win or no deal. They realize that relationships, reputation, and improving the lives of other people are going to improve their own lives subsequently. A quote from Adam Smith, the social philosopher and economist who was a key figure in the Scottish Enlightenment of the 18th century, modifies this idea. Smith wrote the following: "The rich consume little more than the poor, and in spite of their natural selfishness and rapacity, they divide with the poor the produce of all their improvements. They are led by an invisible hand to make nearly the same distribution of the necessities of life, which would have been made had the earth been divided into equal portions among all its inhabitants, and thus, without intending it, without knowing it, advance the interest of the society and afford means to the multiplication of the species." What Smith means is that the wealthy are compelled to gain, as are all of us. However, it is a non-zero-sum gain. In the process, their innovation, risk tolerance, and intention ultimately improves the lives of all. Secondly, the wealthy have a growth mindset. Failure doesn't exist, only lessons. They are always learning and never arrive at a final learned destination. They don't take criticism as a personal attack, they take criticism as an opportunity to get feedback from another perspective, and therefore grow. If you want to be in a better place financially, start with yourself and determine if you have a fixed or a growth mindset. Then seek to build more financial assets through relationships, education, and shifting from the intention to get to the intention to give. Finally, associate with like-minded individuals. Turn your Facebook or social media experience into a virtual mastermind group. Avoid friends that don't influence you for good, and follow those who inspire you to be better, to be more. Jim Rohn said, "You are the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with." He was right. Third, they embody the be-do-have principle. Most of us either hold to the thought pattern of, once I have, fill in the blank with whatever you want, then I will be able to, fill in the blank with whatever you want. For example, you might think, if I got that promotion, then I would be able to afford that house. Or maybe, if my investment doubles, well, then I'll have more time freedom. Having is a function of doing. The reason you don't have something is because you haven't become the person who creates sufficient value to justify what you might get in return. Therefore, the counsel are these 3 simple steps. First, seek out the person who has the results you desire. Second, discover what they're doing differently and then distinguish their behavior compared to your own. And third, adopt their behavior, mimic their interactions. When it comes to wealth, the formula isn't any different. B. If you want the results of the wealthy, you must acknowledge that who you are hasn't sufficiently developed into the person who produces that kind of measurement of value. And therefore, you must focus on yourself and the tremendous opportunity to course correct and be that person who warrants wealth. Study the person who already has what you're seeking, their persona, their characteristics, their demeanor, and their overall behavior. Do. Your behavior will change. The way you interact with others, your vocabulary, your patience, your schedule, your work ethic, they'll all be different. Have. Money is simply the exchange of value. Those who have money exchange it for what they value more than money. As you evolve into a wealthy being, you will naturally be driven to create more and more value for others. That value is reciprocated with money. And fourth, they don't wait until retirement to enjoy life. I fundamentally disagree with the idea of retirement. It's anti-life and inherently flawed. The goal of wealth building isn't to retire at 65. It's financial freedom as soon as possible. A good financial strategy isn't to stop producing, but to structure your finances, your investments, and employment to make the biggest difference and achieve a fulfilling lifestyle. The preparation for this lifestyle is just as much mental as it is financial, which in turn fosters a paradigm shift. Your heart turns from maxing out your RRSP contributions to suffering through unhealthy office culture and sacrificing time and energy away from your family. Instead, your goals become establishing liquidity, investing in yourself, investing in assets for maximum cash flow, and then discovering your calling, your unique genius, and a conducive professional environment in which to execute that discovery. That environment will provide flexibility to mix in the other important aspects of your life, such as family events and travel. Imagine a lifestyle where your investments pay you cash flow monthly, and you use your years of training, experience, and wisdom to consult, work remotely, or be with a company that offers flexible lifestyle benefits. Today, more than ever, that lifestyle is absolutely possible. Many live by it every day. They're called automated entrepreneurs. Next week, part 2. There are 7 ways that we may help you. First, I recommend you subscribe now to this podcast, Automated Entrepreneur, on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Breaker, and more. Secondly, follow us on Instagram at The Automated Entrepreneur, or subscribe to our YouTube channel at Automated Entrepreneur. Next, why not take 20 minutes and complete our short questionnaire? This easy tool allows us to determine your readiness to create and launch real prosperity this year. Next, you could book a free coaching call to get your questions answered and experience real growth right now. Or you could sign up for our Ignite Bootcamp, our online monthly program where you can actually do it in your pajamas while learning how to eliminate debt, pay off your mortgage in 8 years or less, create passive income, invest in real estate, and much, much more. Visit us at ignitepro.ca. And lastly, you could register for our Prosperity Code program, where you will launch a new business, claim tax deductions, and create passive income. Visit us at join.theprosperitycode.ca. And that's this week's episode of The Automated Entrepreneur.